Hi, and welcome to the Scrapping Studio. My name is Tracy Walker, Creative Memories Advisor in Des Moines, Iowa. And today we're going to learn how to make this cute border punch. And as you can see, it is one piece. This is my sample. I used a piece of paper that just one of those cover sheets from one of the paper packs and made this using the spring leaf punch, and it turned out great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to punch it on this paper, and this is the one of the part of the National Scrapbook Day, I believe the accessory pack. So I saw a couple of advisors do this, and I thought, oh, that's super cute. When I saw she did it with wheatland or grassland, I can't remember, which got me thinking of all the border punches that we could do this with. And so how do you know what border punch works? So when you're looking at a border punch, you are going to look for one that is an edge. And how do you determine what's an edge and what's not? So this is a spring leaf punch, and it has silver on the top, but blue on the bottom. And if you go look at the camper punch, same deal. Silver on the top, blue on the bottom. Now when you get to, this is the infinity heart chain. This is a chain border because you see silver on the bottom and silver on the top. So it's going to detach itself from the paper when you are punching it. So you want an edge punch that's not going to do that. Some of the other examples is Cityscape, Rainbow Ripple. I'm trying to think what else I have in here. There's some pumpkin ones that will do that are older for that, but this one is currently still available, and this is the Camper Punch, and this is a re-release, and that is currently still available at the time of this recording. I did do I'm going to do Spring Leaf, but I also wanted to test the Camper Punch, and the Camper Punch was probably one of the easier ones to do this on. And that one turned out super cute too. The ones like Wheatfield and Grassland, they're super cute. However, they have a lot of pieces that punch and a lot of edges. And so sometimes they get caught in the punch trying to move it in and out. So you just have to have a lot of patience when doing those. But these didn't seem as temperamental just because they are a bigger pattern for that. So what we're going to do is you're going to need your trimmer and a piece of paper. Now you could use cardstock. However, we are going to be folding paper in half, and when you fold cardstock in half, that is going to make it even more thick, and trying to punch through already thick cardstock, you are going to hate yourself by the end. And get a great workout for your arm and might be a little frustrated. So I would not recommend using the thicker cardstock. If you have, some of the trimmers are pretty thin and those would work okay, but I would still recommend using Creative Memories design, just their paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our trimmer, and first we're going to gut. So that's the first trick in using the trimmer. So I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to put it in the 1.5 mark. And then I am going to go to the first line here and then to the second line, and that's where you're going to start cutting. And you're cut all the way up to where the second line is. So you're doing 1.5 inches on each side. And you try to line up that white on the side. So there's a little white on the side right here. Try to line that up with that line. There's also what you can do is you can, the cartridge, when it's on 2.5 right here, that means it's 1.5. But this one is easy just because you can see, but also helps is now you've got this little, cut. So all you have to do is go down and find the second to that last hash mark and then line up with that and then turn. And it's okay if it doesn't attach. We'll just use our little trimmer scissors. And then you're just going to line them up again. And then just go down to this That's going to be 1.5. And you want to try to make sure you get it right on that 1.5. So the last one is going to be easy because you've got already 2. Well, you should. And I must have not had enough pressure in that area, but not a big deal. You can use your microtip scissors because a lot of this is just going to get cut away. So I will just trim it right here and here. Now, you also can put your binder, if you have binder clips, and you can put binder clips at that 1.5 mark, so then you don't have to kind of eyeball it. You know, once you've hit it, you can't go any further. That's another trick. But once you kind of get the hang of it, you can just eyeball it. I generally try to do getting at like inch and a half. There's some where you're like, oh, got an 1 3/4 inches. That is a little more challenging. So now we are going to fold our paper. So you want to make sure you line up the like so it's just a triangle end. And this kind of is where you find out, did I cut this right or not? So I'm a little bit off, but it's going to be fine. And then you're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Make a edge or, make a point. And then, so now you've kind of got this beat here. And we're going to take this punch and we're going to make sure you can punch the outside of it. I've done that by accident, not paying attention. We're going to punch the inside today. So you have this little black mark right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the best I can to eyeball getting this corner back in there. And that's fine. And then you're going to punch. And then we're going to just move it along. The first one's a little tricky just because it's cutting on the corner. So you just move it to find that. And you're just going to keep lining it up just like you would a regular punch. And then just like that. Let's see if I can't get one more out of it. Now I'm going to flip and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take that corner, mark it up to that black line as best I can. And then I'm going to, we'll save that. It came off a little bit. I didn't get it up high enough. All right, do that. And then each time I swear I punch it, it does it differently. So, all right. And then just keep going down the line the best I can. And that is as far as I can go. So as you can see, I've got all this little punch debris. I'm just going to throw that in my trash and half of it ends up on the floor. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the patterns together and hopefully it'll come out okay. It's a little off, but it will be fine. So once again, fold it so the patterns match up and then crease it. Now, there we go. As you can see, that one part fell off, which I have right here. So now we want to make sure we've got our pattern going the right way. So you just kind of have to look and see where is the pattern. And the pattern is right there. So I'm just going to line it up, punch, move it down, line it up, punch, and I should be done. And then I'm done. And then this is I'm also making sure I'm lining up the pattern. It's giving me a little bit of difficulty. There we go. And punch. And then I'm going to move it. And then I'm going to punch again, and I should be done. So there we go. Now let's get this debris out of the way. And I'm going to, and there you go. And then that piece, I just accidentally threw it away. Oops, I'll have to, darn it, maybe it's right up here on top. Oh, wait, is this it? No. Nope, that's not it. Well, I'm going to have to... my computer cord is right there by the trash can. I moved them both. So, let's see if this is it. Is this it? Nope. Darn it. All right. So, anyways, I'm going to have to go dumpster diving to find that little piece. Luckily, my trash is like really, really full right now. So everything should technically be on top, but you never know. Well, I'm not going to waste your time. Like me dumpster diving into my little trash bin to find where that little folded piece went. So that's not it either. So, but I'll find it. And then what you can do is mount it on paper, cardstock, whatever works for you, and it will look super cute. Here is the orange from this. You can put that on there, and then if you've got some embellishments, anything like that. So that is I don't know what to call it, punch, but it's the border punch one-page technique. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned. Save this video because, like me, sometimes you just got to practice. Practice on like these white backer or front sheets, or on paper you don't like and you don't think you'll ever use. That is perfect way to practice, and you don't feel bad. When you just get frustrated and get rid of it. But it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of patience to get those done. Thanks for watching. And if you live in the Des Moines metro area or even in Iowa, I hold 7 events a year. I am looking to increase that to 9 next year. I know I'm talking about 2026 already, and it's not even June. But sometimes you got to start planning ahead, and I'm excited for the next year. I hold events in Urbandale, Iowa, which is a small suburb of Des Moines, at a local hotel. If you would like to join me, my information will be in the description of this YouTube channel. We would love for you to join us. We just had 36 wonderful ladies at National Scrapbook Day, and they learned this technique, and they thought it was great, and they were using it on every punch they could find to test out which ones worked and which one didn't. So thanks for joining me, and have a great day.